been a while. Today I'm going to show you guys what I've been up to this off season. Let's go. I posted a video last week, but as you could see, that was far a long time ago. A lot of things have changed. I kind of want to go over what my off season was like this year because it was way different than in the past. Obviously my off season was back in Dallas. Last off season was up in Virginia. I want to get into all that. I asked you guys some questions as well. We're here on a fun little neighborhood course that actually was just put in not too long ago. Small holes. See if we can get an ace on camera for you. But it should be a good video. Hopefully I'll answer all your guys' questions. If I don't, you can leave it in the comment section down below. Also make sure you subscribe because I'm heading out to tour tomorrow. We're gonna be in Vegas, me and Ezra. Practice round videos are gonna be back. Doubles battles will probably start once we get back in Texas. Lots of content, so make sure you subscribe. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you like it. Let's jump into the first hole. So some people already got their hands on these. These are the new Get Freaky 2023s. I've found that they just seem to be a little bit more overstable than the last year's run. So these might be a good addition if you're looking for a good little overstable zone. That might do it. Oh, biggest changes for me this off season. A complete lifestyle change. Not just the nutrition, my diet, but also what I was doing in the gym, what I was doing to not just try to lose weight, but try to do it in the most healthy way possible. Last year, I was plagued with a couple things. One being some knee injuries that really screwed me up kind of in Des Moines. And then starting around the European Open, I was having really bad problems with my back to the point of where I was questioning dropping out of tournaments and quite frankly just throwing a bunch of icy hot on there, taking a bunch of pain relievers to basically remove the pain so I could play. I knew moving into 2023 and beyond, for me to not only just like be able to play at the highest level I possibly could, but also for as long as I want to, I would have to make some drastic changes. I would not be able to continue to play and do the things I was doing. The other big thing too is not just the fact that I want to continue to play competitively for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but also I just noticed as my rounds kind of went, my energy levels dropped. Things got tougher. It was harder to throw as far. A lot of changes went in to this off season. First step was trying to figure out my calorie deficit. Bunch of websites, equations, stuff like that you can find online to kind of give you guys a rough estimate of how many calories you burn. I have a smartwatch now too, and so I can get a little bit more dialed in on exactly how many calories I'm burning in a day. But essentially I found what my number was. I was weighing in at like 260 pounds. Found what my, yeah, I was a big boy. Found what my number was, and then I did the most extreme one, which is 1,000 calorie deficit. I cut my calories by 1,000 and did that for a very long time. And then as I was losing weight, as I was gaining muscle, as things changed, I changed with how many calories I was cutting. But a calorie deficit is the key. If you take less in than you're burning, you lose weight. If you bring in more than you're burning, you gain weight. Calorie deficit, number one rule.
Oh.
We got the Nuke OS for the big flare skit. Denied. Oh, underneath the bucket. The next thing I looked into was my macros. Protein, carbs, fat. Now there's thousands of diets out there and thousands of fitness influencers and doctors and all sorts of people that will tell you do this, do that. That's on you to figure out what works best for you, I guess. For me, I thought the thing that mattered the most was simply getting a little bit of fats, getting my carbs, but most importantly, making sure I get my protein. The number I figured with that was if I was weighing at 245, I wanted 245 grams of protein. Right now I'm weighing in around 222, 223. So I'm trying to get right around 225 grams of protein a day. And I just try to do that throughout 3 meals a day. And then I also have that buffer where I can just make, you know, a 50-gram protein shake or something like that throughout the day if I just need a little bit extra. But I want to try to hit, you know, 50 to 60 grams a meal and then add in a little bit at the end for a snack.
Snacks. I like snacks.
Rom's about to win like his 3rd time on tour this year, which is nuts. Shout out to him, Genesis champion. He's got 2 shots.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure he'll take. Oh, you're more interested about the dog than John Rom winning.
No, he's a friend.
We got a little tight window here with some lower limbs. We're just gonna try to throw my flippy jawbreaker zone at it, see if we can get something close. That's good for birdie, but not for the ace. That might be it. Oh, a little left. I didn't want to really like ace run this one because there are a lot of thorns on this course, so like throwing it into the thorns is not ideal. The next thing I want to talk about after we've talked about the calorie deficit, we talked about the macros, is essentially like what food am I eating to get to those macros and to get the calories I need every day. The easiest answer to that is just a bunch of whole foods. If you buy something and it has a nutritional label on the back of it and it has a bunch of ingredients, that would not really be considered a whole food. A whole food is a banana, a potato, chicken, spinach, berries.
You love berries.
These are a bunch of the foods that I would say 80% of my diet is whole foods. And I just build around that. And occasionally I'll have stuff that's processed and whatnot. I'm not crazy strict with it, but as long as I'm hitting my macros and getting my calorie deficit, and about 80% of my diet is coming from whole foods, I'm good to go. Oh my gosh.
Those trees are nasty.
They just don't want me to ace. They just don't want to do it. What is your guess on the distance here? If you had a guess.
Feet?
Yeah.
312.
That's why I use an Atlas Scout 270. My
Nice
caddy,
little plug there.
my caddy would have just ended me.
I am not a caddy, I am a camera crew. And he eats it.
I mean, no one wants to see park jobs.
Curve the bullet.
No one wants to see park jobs. They want to see makes. Vegas is gonna be fun. So once I got my nutrition, diet, whatever you want to call it, figured out, the next thing was making sure that I'm actually adding muscle. I didn't want to get in a situation eating in a calorie deficit so I was losing weight, but I wasn't actually putting on any muscle. Now this is a little bit tricky. It's a lot harder to put muscle on when you are in a calorie deficit, but if you are extremely obese or extremely overweight, essentially like I was, 260, very overweight, you can do it. So I added 4 days a week of strength training. I have a trainer, sends me workouts. We've been doing that. I want to say, I looked back, it was like December, first week of December, I want to say, was the first week going in and consistently lifting. So I've added that to my lifestyle, if you will, daily routine of 4 days a week. I go into the gym and I lift heavy.
Hole 8 in this little pitching putt 4. Just warming up.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. I like those little stickers you got there.
Sorry guys, I'm trying. All right, last thing when it comes to things I changed, and then we're gonna jump to some of the questions that you guys asked me over on Twitter. I added in cardio. Not a huge thing, I would say, when it comes to losing weight and getting into shape. You can get away with just doing a calorie deficit and weightlifting. But if you want to go a little above and beyond, and also, I think for me, having a good cardiovascular engine and getting that underway, it's going to help me on some of those longer courses, it's going to help me on some of those longer weeks, it's going to help me on some of those hillier courses to where I'm not going to get necessarily as worn out as I did in the past. So I've added in cardio with running, cycling on some of my off days, and the last thing, which is also a big one, is sleep. Making sure you get enough sleep every night. I try to get over 7 hours. Sometimes I get 8, sometimes I get 9. The more sleep, the better. Trying to get all that muscle repair and all that good stuff that you get when you sleep. All right, time to answer some of you guys' questions. First one we got is from Steven Young. He wants to know, what does it feel like to finally have a full season under your belt, and how does that change how you approach 2023? I would say it was mostly a full season. Obviously, I wasn't 100% throughout the entire season, but going from start to finish, going all the way through the Tour Championship, playing in all the majors, I think it's gonna help me just kind of have a bit better idea of what to expect for this season, and just have a little bit more experience on some of the courses. George Castana asks, what discs have you added / replaced? Biggest ones, I've added the Buzz OS. I might add the Machete. Other than that, bag is pretty much the same. We got Tony O asking, how do you keep track of nutrition without it feeling overwhelming and burdensome? So I use the MyFitnessPal. It's a free app. You can simply just plug in what food you are having. I have a scale that I just weigh everything, plug it into that, gives you all your macros. It's actually pretty easy. Not when you don't throw it high enough. Ooh! Tennessee 2's DG asks, in your fitness journey this offseason, how much did you change in your diet, and how easily will you be able to translate those changes to touring and travel light? So I changed my diet significantly. Now, how am I gonna be able to do that on tour? That's a big question mark. Last year, failed miserably, ate out a lot, just didn't really maintain a good diet. This year, I think I'm gonna do Airbnbs, so we'll actually have a kitchen. I'm gonna probably buy an air fryer, so that way I can kind of have that while I'm on the road, and I should be good to go. Kevin Cheney, thoughts on the new Venom? Any other new molds you've been enjoying? The Venom, question mark. I don't know if it's gonna add to the bag or not. I think it might work maybe in some headwinds. As of right now, the Nuke OS is kind of my go-to for that time slot. Cody Guile says, were you ever considering switching sponsors or teasing the idea? I think if you don't look around at what other options you have at the end of the contract, you're not really doing yourself justice. What have you been focusing on this off season to work on disc golf related stuff? Not much. As you can see kind of in today's round, I really haven't been playing that much disc golf. So it's gonna be a big question mark for 2023. All right, Cam Mack, do you feel your tour events will suffer due to focusing on weight loss instead of disc golf training? Yes, I think in the beginning, short term, these first couple of events, I have really limited expectations on where I'm gonna finish or how I'm gonna play, just because I've been focusing way more on getting in shape and lifestyle changes and not actually on disc golf itself. But that was a decision I made this off season, and ultimately one that I think will allow me to have not only a longer career in disc golf, but a more successful one as well. Last one we got is Reed Wilkie. Why don't you let the mustache grow in? I'm just here for hard-hitting questions. This is all I got, guys. That's all I got. I don't actually shave my mustache.
And wifey.
It just doesn't grow. No, there is no wifey. I don't shave my mustache. It's just, it is what it is. That's all the questions. If you guys have anything more for me, let me know in the comment section down below. I head out to Vegas tomorrow. Looking forward to getting out there and just kind of getting back in the swing of things. And now I'm at a much better spot physically, strength-wise, cardiovascular, all that now I can start kind of putting in a little bit more work on the disc golf side, going out and putting for hours, going out and throwing, having multiple practice rounds, doing all those things to hopefully get me back to maybe finishing on the podium this year. So we'll find out. Thanks so much for watching. Keep slinging them discs.